I've always been extremely confident in myself. I I couldn't imagine me subjecting myself to being beneath someone. You know what I'm saying? Even though I may have
To allow
experienced
me to.
whatever it is that I've experienced in my life, whatever hardships of being a black man, of being alive, whatever the case may be, I've never had a mentality of where I couldn't do something that I wanted to do. Whatever it is that I wanted to do, I did it at some point in time because I understood that this was God's ordained order for me. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't I don't I never had the mentality that I will always live my life subjected to being underneath someone else, under someone else's rule. I can't do this because of the man and all of that other stuff. That's never been a mentality for me. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I just because everyone else says that that was their mentality, for me to say that that my mentality is different, that shouldn't be a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? Like that should be embraced, especially in our community.
All right,
If
you got. I absolutely agree. I'm the same way. You can't tell me nothing. So we're gonna let. So give me an AP. Give me 2 seconds. Let's say I've not heard HD at all in the
That
last
was gonna be that was
45
gonna be my
minutes.
question.
Okay, so we gotta let's try to take turns. Okay, so HD, then you can go AP. Okay, go ahead
So
HD.
my question was to get HD's point. So it's all good.
Go ahead, HD.
Listen, essentially, two things could be true at the same time. Okay. You can say that we don't have control over the narrative or the image of black people at large. But you also can say you can help change that image because the thing is if more people that have influence change what they do, the people who watch them are going to change what they do. Just like if we talk differently or they see us look different, the people that keep watching you are going to be like, whoa, hold, something sound different or something look different. And then people are going to make a shift. So two things can be true. On the video, because nobody talked about the video for real. On
No,
the video,
nobody. They just walked all around it. Thank you, HD, for bringing it back.
listen,
Go ahead.
it was Nightmare on Elm Street out here. Cats was getting shot. Cats was slinging that dope. Cats was payola. You know what I'm saying? Cats had it all rolling. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at y'all. But on the video, it's very interesting that a black woman in a whole different country could have the same experience that she could experience in America. That when she goes on a date, it's more than likely he gonna want her to drop them draws and let it all hang out. So it's very interesting that even though in a completely different country, guys still have the same image of black women, but also it further speaks to the point of what Viz was saying is that listen, even though this is the representation at large, I don't have to be the representation of the thing that they're accustomed to. So that one black woman that got put on a channel that we ain't seen to this point can now be the image of people understanding, oh dang, like maybe they're not all alike. Maybe they all aren't loose and just throwing that thing out and dropping their stock and stuff like that. And the boys out there said the same thing. It was just like, wait a minute, on TV, you do this. But in reality, it's like, hey, just because you see it on TV doesn't mean it's gonna be a reality. So I think overall, um, I like the position of the poet only because, like, if you keep having a defeatist mentality, well, I'm not sure it's a defeatist mentality that everybody's speaking. They're just talking about the reality because that's all I talk about is the reality. But if you just keep letting the reality be the thing, and you said there's no reason to do anything else different because it's just gonna be that, then nothing changes. So you have to be a part of the image that you're trying to promote because if we're just like, well, it's true that more than likely if you turn down a role that puts negative image on black people is more than likely somebody else is going to take that role. They might take less money, they might get less rules, whatever. They're literally like, listen, this is a blessing for me. So they will take that, right? That is true. But then in that same effect, you can walk off, go do something else, speak to the community, teach kids. Matter of fact, it was dope. I was in the group the other day, and all the men were talking about how they were participating in their communities, do coaching or teaching or leading community youth and stuff like that. And through that experience, you are able to affect these kids for the rest of their life. Like I literally taught kids and like when I was younger, out of that after I got out of high school, and they literally told me that they hated my guts 10 years later. Now I never knew that, but I didn't care because they was gonna get these fundamentals, they was gonna get this work, and that's what they told me. They was like, you always used to told us that we had to be on point, we always had to do this, we had always had to be on point with our warm-ups and stuff like that. And then it was like we didn't realize that you were putting us on game before we recognized what was the thing that we needed in the future, you know. And they came back and told me like, yo, like we got to give you your flowers because you tried to change what was normal for us, because they didn't care about anything besides what they saw online and stuff like that. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm going back to the kitty table.
All right.
Well,
So okay, you guys. What? So again, let's please just focus on the video. So thank you, HD, for bringing the video. So what do you think? So it was something that HD said that now I just forgot what he said. But go ahead. Anybody else have to say the video? Because it's another video that kind of goes
on the video where she was. He mentioned HD mentioned how
I say.
even going to a different country, the men over there were treating her like the men over here. But the truth of the matter is, she was moving just like the black chicks over here. She said she had a boyfriend and she had been on 3 dates. What are we talking about? Like
no, she said she didn't say that. She said that the dates that she said I have a boyfriend now, but she was reminiscing on when she went on dates.
Okay.
Not at the same time. She said, well, I have a boyfriend now, but when she was dating, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to have to rewatch that back.
But again, it still speaks to she was impacted by image, even though individually he presents, and they said, oh, you're different. You're different from the rest of them. What was the initial response? They went off the image that she did not project, she did not control.
Fully
how they saw her
on the street.
That's what I said when I spoke on the video.
I know. I was bringing it back to it.
This is the deeper,
that's exactly what I said.
Yeah.
So this is a deeper issue, right? So this is the problem that I have. It goes further because even the men on this panel, the same thing, because AP just brought it up.